Have you ever wondered what a frozen egg looks like? There you go. It's weird because some of them are frozen and some of them are not, but we're still having problems regulating the fridge. I don't know. The weather has improved today. It's still kind of chilly. Well, not chilly, it's like 65, so it's not really chilly, it's not warm. So today's going to be the day that we go explore some of the trails. I've kind of taken Red on morning walks here and there, but there's still a couple things that we haven't gotten to see, and the weather is really good for hiking today, or strolling. I don't know if you can really use the term hiking in Florida. I don't think so. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Where are you going?
And I lead. Okay. It's a totally different forest here from the last place, from Stephen Foster. They had those big oak trees and the Spanish moss. Here it's more like pine trees, and you don't see a lot of the Spanish moss. Different. First we're going on the trail past the earthworks, and down here is where they used to have a ferry landing. There was a paddle boat that would bring goods and people around. And the other day we figured out there's really no good service in the park here. At least I have T-Mobile, Pat has Verizon. Oh, Red. Oh, he's maniac. Okay, hi. But if I walked up here with my phone, for some reason right here I got service, enough that I can get text messages out. So I was like walking around holding my phone up.
The Civil War.
By this, yeah. Quite the contrast. So I nicknamed this Millennial Point, although some of the older generations in the campground were also unhappy about the lack of connectivity, so I can't even say it's a millennial problem.
Not anymore.
This is where they used to have steamboats, and then they also had like a little barge that would bring goods and people across the river. And sometimes Redfords. Suwannee River State Park is located in a fairly quiet rural area of Florida, but back in the day this spot was very busy. There were stagecoaches, steamboats, barges, moving people and goods and all sorts of products to and from this area. So it's interesting that this was probably busier back in the day than it is now. I feel like the Suwannee has such a unique shoreline. It's kind of rough, like a little rough and ragged. I guess because it floods so much here, but this is where the two rivers come together. Don't ask me to pronounce the name of that one.
I haven't seen any alligators yet.
No, we've seen 0 alligators on this trip. So that's the railroad bridge that they were trying to defend, right? They didn't want them to...
Maybe. I saw other like cement structures, so I wonder if there's probably another one.
Maybe this is rebuilt, yeah. The whole 7 weeks that we were in Florida, we did not see any alligators. Patrick saw that one snake briefly at the Blue Springs, and we did see some gigantic spiders, which I could have lived without. And there were a few ticks. I think we had 7 the whole time we were in Florida. And if you come back up and go over the train tracks, this is where I took Red the other morning and we found like a little limestone cave. No trains. Some of these smaller train crossings don't have gates like we're used to in New Jersey, so you do have to keep an eye out. It's right over here. You can go down there. Yeah. It's pretty neat, isn't it? Like all eroded away. It's the little surprises like this that you find on a morning walk that I love about traveling. Just going and looking and seeing what you find. When you cross the train tracks and you come into this cool, dark area, you can hear the movement of the water. It feels so much cooler because you're out of the sun and you're so close to the river. And you can see all the plants that are growing on the rocks just really thrive in that high moisture environment. So it feels like you walk into this whole other little world here. It's really deep right there.
Yeah.
There's a tick. I think that's number like 8 or 9, and this is a small one too. So they definitely have ticks in Florida. Not as many as New Jersey. We would have had like 308 by now, but they're here. Now we're going back toward the main parking area, and we're going to go on the other trail that goes to an old cemetery. This trail goes out from the main parking area to the cemetery. All right, come on. This type of narrow trail, you have to have a stick so that you don't get a spider to the face. Especially in the morning. It's not that early right now, so maybe somebody else has cleared it, but... Is this the Stagecoach Road?
I think so.
One of these wider ones, oh, there's a sign up there. That will tell us. They used to have stagecoaches that went through here and would bring people to the ferry landing. Yeah, this is the Stagecoach Road, and these stagecoach etiquette is really funny. Chewing tobacco is permitted, but spit with the wind, not against it. Gents guilty of unchivalrous behavior toward lady passengers will be put off the stage. You better be chivalrous. Red's trying to steal my spider stick. Watch out, Red. This sign is talking about how they do prescribed burns here. That's why it reminds me so much of South Jersey, because this is a lot of what the landscape looks like. It's the same thing in the pine forests. We do a lot of prescribed burns pretty regularly to clear out the underbrush. The ranger station is right there. I didn't realize the cemetery was that close. Getting to the cemetery is an easy walk from either the campground or the main parking area along the Sandhill Trail. It's a flat, easy walk, and you come out to the Columbus Cemetery, which was established in 1860. It's a small cemetery that only has 23 graves, and the earliest burial was in 1862. There are gravestones of all different materials, and some of them are in better condition than others. The latest burial in this cemetery was in 1973. This one's really easy to read. I feel like they must have redone them. 1851. Do you want to keep going around the loop?
Yeah.
The young pines are kind of funny looking. I don't know, they remind me of like a Muppet. When we were at Stephen Foster, we did see the tail end of a gopher tortoise, but I was hoping for better luck today. Oh, I hope we get to see a gopher tortoise. They're so stealthy. As we continue down the trail, there were 2 people on e-bikes right in front of us, and they stopped suddenly, and there he was, a gopher tortoise just kind of hanging out in the middle of the trail. The other one was real skittish. This one was just kind of hanging out. He almost got run over by an e-bike. Maybe that's why they're endangered. We were trying to keep our distance, especially with the dog, so that we didn't bother him, but he really didn't seem to mind. Walk by?
I'll try.
Red was pretty curious about what this thing was, but the turtle did not seem to mind at all when we walked by. He didn't even move. Just hanging out. He didn't even move. You okay?
Still alive, right?
No. It was still kind of early, so maybe he was just warming up in the sun, hopefully. Reheated some chicken soup from last night. This was really good.
Yeah, very good.
Good soup, and it's still not that hot, so I figured we'd get soup done. What? You want to go for another W? Okay, you gotta wait. We were really happy to have weather where we could sit outside and eat, but we were keeping an eye on the sky because there were clouds rolling in and there was a threat of rain, but isn't there always in Florida? We were just happy to be spending a bit of time outside the Scamp. And one of the things I will say about this park is there are so many birds. We were amazed at the bird sounds and the birds that we saw, including a pileated woodpecker, which I'll show you a little bit later. The rain? Oh, man. Alright. Wow. Ooh, okay. Inside, inside. Oh, jeez. Come on, Red. Save yourself. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. No, he doesn't like rain. Okay, come on. Come on, you can do the step. Come on. Come on. Come on, Red. Go. Oh, good boy. I just needed a little rain for motivation. Since it looked like we were going to be stuck in the Scamp for the rest of the evening, I figured we would do something fun, and I took out the Omnia oven to bake some muffins. I think they're done. Most of the time we really enjoy having a small RV. It's light, it's easy to maneuver, we can fit into smaller campsites, but on days like this, where there's rain and it kind of stretches on for several days in a row, we have a little bit of envy for the larger rigs. I thought this was just going to be another quick little shower like it's been doing back and forth for the last 2 hours, but it's actually really raining now. I just finished doing the dishes. Actually, I had a couple more I was going to do, but oh wait, they're getting an extra rinse, and Patrick went to take the laundry over to do a load of laundry, and I think he's stuck over there because he was not wearing a raincoat. Luckily, the next day the sun came out. Red and I are going on our last day of exploring. It's our last full day in Florida. I'm pretty sad about it, but I think Pat's ready to go home. So tomorrow we hit the road and we start the journey north. But I want to enjoy one last day exploring in Florida and also doing chores, because a lot of our trip home is going to be dry camping. So we're doing laundry right now, I did dishes, gonna do some cleaning, all that kind of stuff before we head out. We're going on the trail right along the river. This is the last one we didn't get to check out. There is also a longer trail on the other side. It's like a 12-mile loop, so that's not gonna happen, but we're gonna do this trail along the river that starts out really nice, flat and paved, and it's supposed to go to a balancing rock. That one. Our time at Suwannee River State Park had been a bit challenging so far because of the weather, but we were so glad we finally had one good day to explore the park, and I was actually quite surprised how nice the hiking trails were. I'm not much of a bird watcher, but as we took this trail along the side of the river, there were so many birds. The one that was really amazing was this giant pileated woodpecker. It was hard to get a good shot of him, but this was a large bird, and Red was not feeling very patient, so we continued down the trail. Alright, come on. Although this was our last day in Florida, we were going to start heading home, we still have a few more things to share with you, including the rest of this trail in Suwannee River State Park, which I really enjoyed hiking on. We're going to be stopping at a few harvest hosts. We're going to visit Savannah, Georgia. We will stop in South Carolina, and a few other surprises on our way back up. Thanks so much for being here with us on this adventure through Florida, and a big thank you to our Patreon members for supporting the production of these videos.
Injustice, the next president to be. The news and what you hear, your career. It's time for you to face those fears, and it's all fair to be aware, and I'll be there. So don't be scared. Just take a deep breath of air. And 1, 2, 3 to 10, you begin to focus again. And though time flies, we'll have enough to realize this bigger than the both of us.